I'm Warren Lamperd. Welcome to the FRL Equine News training series. In this session we will begin to look at jumping technique over a fence and rider balance, considering some common faults and how we can begin to improve them.
Looking at position and balance and what we're looking for with an independent seat. Personally, the balance is over the lower leg. Stirrup is on the ball of the foot. The weight naturally comes into the heel, so we don't drive or push into the heel. If you push weight into the heel, I know people say to, that's what happens, and then it's very difficult to control your balance. Feels quite secure sat in behind that, but all my weight is into the seat, which makes the horse come hollow. So soft in the knee, open the leg. I like to sit into the front of the saddle, and then my posture is balanced over my lower leg. When I jump, come down to the fence there, ride the horse off the floor, and soften the arm following the horse's mouth, then the shoulder, lift, jump, and then in the air, over the fence, lifting the chest, hip comes forwards, and land onto the lower leg, and ideally on landing coming into the saddle there like that. When we grip with the seat, grip with the knee over the fence, again, very typical, what happens is the knee comes in there and you can see my hips move backwards, the heel looks driven, and we have to go like that to jump. Now the problem is when we open up, I can't support it and I come into the horse's back. Ideally, as I said, there, lift, the hip comes forward, control it and land into the seat. The key to it all is balance over the lower leg and maintain that balance ideally at all times without trying to impart energy into the horse. If you try and jump for the horse, that's what happens, and we come crashing back in. You keep the balance, follow the horse. I know it's hard when you're coming down to a big fence and a big fence is a relative thing, to not put in too much energy, but the horse should be doing all the work. You know, imagine you're carrying someone on your shoulders. If that person is still and balanced, then you can concentrate on your job. As soon as that person starts moving or trying to influence you, you're thinking as much about them as you are about the job at hand. Okay, you can see Katie's shoulder move forward as she came around the corner. You see a collapse in her posture into the downward transition. And then there, the knee tightened a little bit as the horse lifted its head. Just trying to, and then she wiggled the hand trying to get it down. So again, the shoulder's quite forward, knees fairly tight, canter's quite open. Yep. As a result, you can see in that how with the knee tight, the seat stayed backwards, the shoulder came forward, but we lost the balance in the second half of the jump. Again, slightly forwards with the shoulder, the seat's out. Knees tight, and you see the hand go backwards. So you see the shoulder come very forwards, but the hand hasn't moved. All right, very standard, especially eventing and probably hunting. So we're there, hand doesn't move, and then the seat's in the back. The vertical again, shoulder and balance. Didn't happen. So long open. Yep, and you see the lower leg kick forwards. So there's the position and fold a little bit more. That's pretty much where we got to over the fence. So the hand hasn't moved, the body has folded around the hand, and then when Katie sits up in the second half of the jump, there you can see the weight into the back of the saddle. So the horse is carrying all of that through there. You'll often see that, and we'll see that with Casey in a minute, over an oxer, the horse gets that over the top of the fence, over the top of the bascule, which makes the horse come hollow, go through the head. So the horse starts to learn the only way to accommodate that is to jump flatter and faster. You then end up with horses running at fences, then we put bigger bits in and it all goes round and round. She looks to bring the hand backwards. In bringing the hand backwards, the body has to make room for the hand, and we end up closing over the hand. What I want Katie to learn to do is to be soft here, bring the hip forwards. Okay, so when Katie wants to control the horse and come down to the fence, balance the horse, she opens the posture up, the hip stays forward, the knee stays soft, and so she makes the foundation stronger. So you could see then when Katie got a bit worried and felt like she had to hold the horse off the fence, the hand came backwards, the heel kicked, and the shoulder came forwards. So we're talking about contact and how to ride the horse. What we're trying to get is we ride the back end of the horse and we channel the front end. We keep the shoulders in front of the hind quarter. The problem is as soon as you start steering the front end, then the body starts coming out of line. This is about outside rein, so we're starting to talk about, you know, it's all stuff we hear, but now we're starting to say, okay, how does it work? In your case, instead of thinking leg to bring the shoulder into line, you want to think posture, ride the back end, and keep the shoulders in front. So when he takes off, you'll see him on 3 tracks and he's jumping that way. Yeah. What you've got to start to think of is you make a wall with the right rein and keep the shoulder in line, and then you can guide the horse back across by opening the left hand, but it's keeping the shoulder in line. Problem is when you do that and that, you can't control the shoulder because you've come away from it. It's just technique.
The improvement in Katie's posture, that was a much better transition to canter. Keeping her balance, she allowed the horse to take her into the canter. Slight loss of balance through this corner as the horse falls in on the inside shoulder. And there comes against the hand. So you'll see here against the hand, moves closer to the fence and runs out of room. And you can see Katie struggling to balance. Again, opening the posture, the horse takes her forward in the transition, really good canter. If we can keep that all the way to the fence, then we're in a really good place. Better canter. Again, slightly against the hand and runs deep. So there, when the hand comes backwards, the shoulder drops and we lose the balance in position, and the horse compensates by moving to the fence and getting deeper.
So you feel like you're going to get jumped out of the saddle?
Yeah.
Right. And like, again, it's very standard. My answer to that is if you're sitting like this and the horse hits you in the seat,
Yeah.
you're going straight over the horse's head because your shoulders are there and invariably you'll look down as well and you're going to go that way. If you're there and the horse did buck and it hits you in the seat, it'll open you up like that. And you stay balanced, the weight stays into your legs. So it all happens behind you. What we're talking about is finding your balance over the foot. At the moment, your balance point is your seat.
Yes.
You feel confident on your seat because it's like I'm sitting on something solid.
Yeah.
If I'm sat on my seat and my legs are way out here somewhere, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I want to feel that weight on the leg. They're soft and get the balance over the lower leg, but it's training to do that. As I said, ultimately that gives you that independence and you don't influence the horse.
Okay, as an exercise to improve the balance over the lower leg, we're standing in the stirrups. Hold the mane halfway up the neck or a neck strap so that if you do lose your balance, it's the neck strap that gets it, not the horse's mouth. Good work around the corner. What we want to do is carry the exercise through the jump as opposed to coming off then. Okay, a good example there, the horse comes against the hand, Katie's position collapses, and then we've got the weight coming back into the seat halfway over the fence. Good balance there, much better. So you can see the horse keeping its balance, Katie keeping her balance. As a result, the rhythm and the quality of jump improves dramatically. Again, a bit closer, shoulder drops and comes out of balance. So ideally, 3 strides out, everything should be organised and we can support the horse to the fence. You can see there when Katie had to move her hand, she lost the balance. Good line, good balance there. Yeah, a bit weak over the fence, but Katie didn't interfere with the horse. So then the horse can take responsibility. As a result, here, nice pat off the floor, and a good quality jump, so the horse is growing in confidence.